There was knocking behind my parents' wall. I finally opened the door. There are rules in every family. Don't leave your towel on the floor. No TV until your homework is done. Normal things. But in my family, we had one more. One that was unspoken. One that came with a silence more terrifying than any threat. You do not go into Mum and Dad's bedroom. It wasn't a knock first thing. The door was always locked. I wasn't allowed inside. Not to grab a toy, not to ask a question. That room was a fortress, and I was the invader. From as far back as I can remember, I knew why I wanted to go in. It was the knocking. Not constant, not loud, just a soft, rhythmic thump, thump, thump. Always from the wall that connected to the old linen closet. Too steady to be pipes, too intentional. A few times the door was left unlocked. I'd sneak in. The room smelled like lavender and cedar. Always dim, curtains closed, just a normal bedroom. Until I got close to the wardrobe. That's when I'd hear it again, louder. Thump, thump, thump. My mum always caught me. Her footsteps would hit the hall like thunder. She never screamed, but the look on her face, like an animal sensing danger, changed her. Punishments were swift, and my dad's voice, cold, empty. There are places in this house that are ours. You will respect that, or you will end up respecting nothing. Years passed. Curiosity only grew. One day, I asked at dinner, "Why can't I go in your room? What's the knocking sound?" Silence. My dad set his fork down slowly. My mum stared at her plate, knuckles white. "There is no knocking sound," he said, "and this is the last time we will speak of it. If you bring it up again, there will be consequences you cannot imagine." I dropped it, but I never forgot. When I turned 21, I moved out, and before I left, I made a decision. It's now or never. After they left for work, I went to the kitchen, to the ceramic pig-shaped cookie jar, where they kept the spare keys. There it was, the key to the forbidden door. Cold, heavy, brass. I unlocked it, stepped inside. Same smell, same shadows. I approached the wardrobe. Thump, thump, thump. I pressed my ear to the wall. "Hello? Is someone there?" The knocking stopped. Silence. Then, a voice, dry, feminine, weak. "Cole, me." I jumped back. My brain refused to believe it, but it came again, stronger. "Unalive me, please." I panicked. I looked at the wardrobe. Then, I touched her. Just a fingertip. And the world shattered. Visions flooded my mind. A hospital room, my mother sobbing. "I'm sorry. Your daughter is gone." My dad drawing a circle on the floor. "We can bring her back." The ritual, the body, the chanting. A soul snatched back from rest, forced into a decaying body. And then, decades of nothing. Just feeling, just knocking. Knock, knock, knock. She wasn't just a ghost. She was my sister. And she was begging for release. So I gave it to her. I wrapped her in a blanket, placed her in my duffel bag, drove until the city disappeared. I built a pyre, laid her on it, and I burned it. I set her free. And when the flames reached the sky, I felt it. Her peace and her pain and their grief. I freed her, but I destroyed my family. And I don't know how I'm supposed to live with that.
When I first heard the story, I didn't flinch at the knock behind the wall. I didn't flinch at the door hidden behind the wardrobe. I flinched when the voice said, "Unalive me." That wasn't horror. That was suffering. Not just from the girl trapped in the wall, but from everyone in that house. And suddenly, it wasn't a ghost story anymore. It was a story about grief. About how far a parent would go when they can't accept the finality of loss. About how trying to hold on can turn love into torment. Think about it. The knocking she heard as a child, that was her sister, trapped in silence, begging for release. Her parents weren't monsters. They were broken. And in trying to save their daughter, they cursed her. The real horror is that nobody was evil, just human in the worst way. The protagonist of the story, the daughter, she did something that changed everything. She broke the cycle. She walked into that room, into that history, into that pain, and she freed her sister. And I don't know about you, but I don't think that was monstrous. I think it was one of the bravest things she could have done. She lost her family, yes, but she gave someone peace. And in doing that, she earned a kind of freedom of her own. Because carrying someone else's grief your whole life, that's a prison too. And sometimes, the only way to escape is to light the match yourself.